Hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the second episode. The second episode, we'll be talking about where do you actually get to start. There's somebody out there who wants to start a business. There's somebody out there who wants to go to school. Somebody out there wants to start training, gymming. Somebody out there has a vision or something that they would like to make sure that they achieve. However, the problem is that they don't even know where to start. What is it that they're supposed to be doing? You are in the right place if you are in that situation. And I'm going to be using 100 people from the hood as a case study so that you can get to understand how these step-by-step things you have to be doing will affect the number of people that you're going to be having. So we're going to start here. If you have a goal that you want to be achieving, it all starts here. Number one is you need to learn how to visualize. Now, when you visualize, this is whereby you are seeing it and achieving it before you actually achieve it. Each and every single person in the hood does it, 100 out of the 100. Like, for example, remember when you were thinking now recently that if ever you were to win the lottery, what would you be doing? That is called visualization. That is you thinking about, I'd buy this car, I'd buy that house, I'd do this thing. And the important part about the first step is this. It's not just you seeing it. It is about the feeling that you get when you're seeing it. So as you are thinking about that car, that business that you want to be growing, the feeling that you're going to have immediately when you achieve it is what is important, because it gives you a certain type of drive inside you to make sure that it will initiate a bit of actions from that feeling. And hence it is very, very important for everybody to make sure that they are going out there and visualizing. Like, I remember even with me, I would visualize myself doing what I'm actually doing right now, standing in front of people. I would stand in front of an empty room and start speaking. Hi, how are you guys? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'd see myself speaking to 2 million people, making sure I'm touching people's lives and stuff. And hence, the first thing that a person needs to be making sure that they're doing is to make sure that you visualize it. Please visualize it. Please visualize it. And the nice part is that out of 100 people that we are talking about right now, all 100 are capable of doing it, and all 100 are going to be able to do it. When you are about to visualize something, you are the only person who's going to hinder yourself, or who's going to curb yourself, or limit yourself. Nobody's limiting you. Nobody said you can't dream of having trillions and trillions of dollars in your account. Nobody said you could not dream of having the biggest business, or all the businesses in the world are run by you. You are the only person who can limit your own visualization. So because if you do limit it, this is what's going to happen. Immediately when you achieve that goal, you're not going to get any satisfaction. Think about it. When you were young, you wanted to grow up. You wanted to be older. And right now that you are older, you get no satisfaction from actually you being older. And it's simply because when you were setting the goal of becoming older, it did not require a whole lot of actions from your side in order for you to actually achieve it, and that's why it does not satisfy you. So think about it. Whenever you're going to be having something that you visualize it, also think of the challenge that it's going to be able to give you. If it does not have the challenge, it will not ignite this feeling of you wanting to make sure that you're getting it going. And besides, what's the point of you making sure that you're going to chase a goal that is going to be easy for everybody? So whenever you're going to be making sure that you're doing that, please make sure that you are understanding the size of your goal. The second thing that you do is you need to make sure you have a game plan. Now, out of those 100 people in the hood that are there, 90 of them are going to be able to come up with a game plan. This is whereby you need to be making sure you buy a notebook and you start writing down your goals. Guys, there's a thing that happens immediately when you write down your goals. You are visualizing them, they were in your brain. Right now, you take them from your brain, you write them down. I want to do this by this time. I want to do this by this time. Write them down as if you've already achieved them. I am now running a $5 million company on the 26th of December. And this is you making sure that you are writing them like you've already achieved them. Immediately when you do that, it's sort of like you are putting them out there on the universe to make sure that you manifest them. This is a process of taking something that does not exist and making sure that you're getting it to exist. The next thing that you do as you're going to be writing down these goals, writing them down, guys, it sort of gives you a navigation system. This is whereby a game plan is going to come through. Let's say, for example, I want to be making sure that I'm having 100,000 subscribers. So the way I'm going to be making sure that I'm game planning on this thing is that each and every single week I break it down. I'm going to be accumulating this many subscribers. How am I going to be able to do it? And this is whereby you write down and navigate how you're going to be making sure you achieve this big goal that you're having. The big goal that I'm having, we want to be achieving 1 million subscribers in a year. And so by us doing that, we need to break this thing down. This is whereby the game plan will boost us, how many videos we're going to be putting in, the quality of the content we're going to be putting in, and all of these things. These are all the game plans we're going to be putting in order for us to make sure that we achieve this goal. Now, the second part, just like I said, a whole lot of other people are going to be able to do it. And this is their game planning. This is whereby you find people writing down a whole lot of stuff about what they're planning to do. This week, I'm going to do this. This week, I'm going to do that. This week, I'm going to do this. This stage is very, very important. However, it is not enough for you to make sure that you can change your life. In fact, it's also a dangerous stage because it makes you feel like you're actually progressing, but you're actually not doing anything. So you need to be careful not to end here. That's why you need to be moving on to the third stage. The third stage is called implementation. This is whereby people start putting in the work into the game plan that they said they're going to be doing. So the first thing that you do is to visualize it. Have it in your brain. Think about it. You make sure that you feel like you've already achieved whatever it is that you wanted. The second thing is write a book, write down the goal, and write down how you're going to actually get there. This is whereby you set up game plans each and every single week. If ever it's something you want to achieve over a period of a year, if ever it's something you want to achieve over a period of a week, you break it down into days, break it down into hours. The more you break things down, the easier it is for you to make sure that you can start putting in the action, which is the next step that you need to be following. So the next step after you game planning is implementation. And guys, out of the 90 people that are left that did the game planning, 90 of them will go out there and make sure that they put in the work. Guys, I wanted you guys to understand that the problem is not working hard. The problem is working hard consistently. The problem is not putting in the effort. The problem is putting in the effort consistently. Each and every single individual in the hood has tried at some point to make sure that they're putting in some work in terms of them, chasing their goals. That is not the actual problem. The problem is that they do not actually put in the effort and the work and the actions of them actually achieving this goal on a daily basis. And hence what happens is this: they just put in a bit of effort every now and then, a bit of effort every now and then. After a period of time, a small amount of effort has been put into this thing and they don't see themselves progressing, and then hence they get to stop and no longer put in the work anymore. And hence, one of the first things that you need to be able to understand is this: immediately when you're going to be going out there and trying to do something for the first time, you're not going to do very, very good. So every single time you're going to try something for the first time, you need to know that you're going to do bad. And hence, out of these 90 people, all of them are going to be setting up all of their game plans. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And hence, when they try to start doing it for the first time, it does not work out. And hence, this is where we start having a problem. From the 90 number that we had, the people who are going to be trying for the second time, it's going to get reduced from 90 to about 70. 20 of them are going to be deciding that, no, I'm no longer going to be able to do this thing. It's not going to work out. Now, from the 70, you're going to have to go out there and you make sure that you try. There's a book that I speak about a lot. It's called Outliers. It also tells you about the 10,000 hours rule. And it says that in order for you to master something, you need to put in the work and the effort in it for about 10,000 hours. And now think about it. You would only put in effort into a certain thing that you want to be doing for like an hour. And then after that, you decide that you're going to be quitting. And hence this thing happens for a whole lot of people. And hence that's why whatever it is that is in their brains, or whatever it is that they visualize, always stays in their brains, because they do not have the patience and the understanding of how to make sure that they're going to be able to chase this thing. So on your third stage, this is the trick. You need to be willing to go back there and do it again. The people who are going to go back there and do it again are the people who are going to be making sure that they get better. As you do it again, you get better. As you do it again, you gain experience. As you do it again, you get to understand what are the tricks and treats. As you do it again, you get to become a master and increase your understanding in whatever it is that you're doing. However, this is the trick about you doing it again. There's a saying which Albert Einstein came up with: doing the same thing the same way and expecting different results makes you an insane person. There are certain types of people who are going to be doing this, and please do not be this individual. They wake up in the morning, do the same thing that they did the previous day, then they don't get results. Later on they say, me, I don't give up, I'll go back there again and I'm going to make sure that I do it. And then tomorrow they do the exact same thing, and then they go back later on to the day, me, I don't give up, I'll go back there again, I'm not a giving up person. Then they go back there again, they do the same exact thing that they did the previous 2 days, and they're still expecting results. Guys, if ever you are that person, I'd want you to quit immediately, because you're practically wasting time. How it should be, this is how people are supposed to be doing it. You try doing this thing like this for the first time, it does not work out. You try doing it, it does not work out. Try doing it, does not work out. And then this is what you say, no. This way I've been doing it does not really work out. Let me try it another way. Then you try it another way. When you try it another way and you figure out that it works out, that's what you keep. And that's what you're going to be using going forward. And then you find out on the next stage, if I try this one, if I try this one, and this is how you find a winning formula, by you repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. Now what happens is that as you going out there and doing it again, the number of people who are going to be willing to go out there and make sure that they're doing it again, it is going to be busy depreciating, busy decreasing, busy decreasing, busy decreasing. And by the time we look at things, out of 100 people, only 1 or 2 individuals will actually get to succeed, because they pushed through the whole entire process and they managed to make sure that they are going to be sticking to putting in the effort consistently. It's one of the things that make people not to actually achieve the things that they're doing. Another thing, as you are busy learning the tricks and trades of actually getting skill or whatever it is that you're working on in order for you to achieve a certain goal, I wanted you guys to understand that it is all about learning. Learn to master skills. If ever you're an individual who wants to make sure that you are getting successful in achieving any of your goals, because for most of us here, we are just one skill away from becoming millionaires, and we're just not even aware of it. If ever we can just go out there and make sure that we learn as many skills as possible, we're going to find ourselves getting things moving. And for you to be able to be good at what you're doing, you need to understand the skills. And hence, that's why it is very important, if ever you are pushing to achieve a certain goal, to be very, very consistent in terms of absorbing and getting a lot of skills. If you do this over a period of time, guys, this is where you're going to find yourself getting closer and closer to the actual goal, or to the actual thing that we were talking about in the first place. And I wanted you guys to understand this. It is not the actual achieving of the goal that excites me, excites people. It is the small achievements that you get when you're on your way of achieving this big goal. Because think about it, if you achieve the big goal, then what? But as you are getting gradually closer to that goal, you get to have a bit of confidence to start seeing, yeah, I can do this thing, yeah, I can do this thing. And it's one of the things that I really want you guys to make sure that you're aware of. At the moment you are chasing your goals, it makes things easier for you in terms of you accumulating a level of confidence. And another thing that is required in order for you to make sure that you realize these goals is to make sure, as you are busy, don't give up. Just don't be a person who gives up. And for you to be able to not give up on these goals, you need to be thinking of it this way. If it happens that everybody wanted the same goal as you, would you want it to be easy for everybody to be getting it? No. And then when you sense the difficulty of a certain goal, especially something that you want, you need to be able to make sure you turn it into a challenge, so that you can be very excited when you're achieving it, because you will know that I am going to be part of the select few individuals in this world who can be able to do this type of a goal. And immediately when you achieve goals that you have set, and they have that type of feeling, it makes it worthwhile. And it even increases your confidence, because confidence is not something I can teach you, or something you get from a seminar, or something you get out of a bottle. No. The confidence you get as a result. It's like when something happens, this is whereby your mind creates a certain wiring, whether you can be able to do this thing or not. Like, for example, if ever I say to myself, I am the best employee in this company, and I need to collect proof, and this is how I'm going to be able to gain confidence. Immediately when I say I'm the best and I come on time, there's a certain wiring that tells me that I'm actually the best. Immediately when I say I'm the best, I'm meeting all my targets, automatically there's a wiring that says I'm the best. And even in the future where I have to face the similar situation of maybe hitting that standard or doing something, simply because I've done it before, it is going to be very easy for me since I have this wiring. And this is how confidence actually helps you in terms of you achieving these goals. And another thing, celebrate small victories. A lot of people, immediately when they reach a certain goalpost, they don't even want to celebrate it simply because it is so small. And I wanted you guys to understand that nothing gets achieved in bulk. Like, now it's like that. No. What happens is that over a period of time, step by step, small actions accumulate and they give out a big result. And hence, each and every single small step that you take, you need to celebrate it. Immediately when you say you're going to come on time and you come on time in your office, celebrate, yes, I'm the best. Immediately when you say in the morning, I'm going to have a meeting with my boss to talk about whatever, you have done it, yes, you take it. Immediately when you were saying to yourself, I'm going to make sure I write down the goals, I'm going to visualize, I'm going to take 10 minutes of my time to make sure that I visualize about my life and where I want to be. Immediately when you do all of these things, this is how you're going to be able to make sure that you gain the confidence that you need. And the more of the things that you tick that need to be done, the easier it is for you to look forward to be doing the next one. And this thing helps you also when you feel demotivated. When you feel demotivated and you start hitting those tasks, the more tasks you are hitting, the more you want to hit more tasks. It's so strange how this thing works. But if ever you can be able to make sure that you get on top of it and you use it, you're going to see yourself getting things going. Another thing is that when you are busy chasing your goals, you need to be able to understand that certain goals need to be adapted and adjusted. Now, feedback, that's why you need to get a whole lot of feedback about the actions that you're taking. Sometimes, like I said, we do the same thing the same way and we expect different results. And this is whereby adapting and adjusting comes into play. If ever you want to be successful in anything, you have to make sure that you are capable of adapting and adjusting. Like, let me give you an example. So we are watching a soccer game. Chiefs is playing against Pirates. Chiefs is winning 4-0 and it's halftime. And these teams are playing on aggregate. So they are playing their second team. The first time Pirates and Chiefs, they were playing, Chiefs was leading with 2-0. So by the time they were about to play the second leg of this game, Pirates had a strategy in the brain that we're going to be defending since we are 2 goals ahead. And it was halftime. And as it's halftime like this, are you telling me that Pirates will still be defending even if they can see that they are now 4 goals behind, and if ever they do not get the extra 2, they're not going to be able to make sure that they win? Do you think they're still going to be defending? Hell no, they're going to be changing the strategy. But what determines that they should be changing the strategy is the situation itself talking to them. And hence, if ever you want to be the best business person and you want to be able to achieve your goals, your situation of chasing these goals will tell you what to do. Situations tell you sometimes to put in a lot of effort, you're not going to do that. Situations tell you sometimes keep on knocking, you're not going to do that. Situations tell you sometimes you need to be making sure that you're waking up earlier than everyone, putting in a whole lot of effort, making sure you're not going to be able to sleep. You probably have to sleep 3 hours a day. It will tell you, but you're not going to be listening to that. And hence, it makes a whole lot of people not be able to achieve their goals. And it's simply because they are not following through in terms of getting that point across. Cool. The next thing about achieving these goals is you need to make sure that you understand what type of skills are you going to need in order for you to make sure that you achieve this goal. Now, for example, with me, there's a goal that I have that we can be able to gain about 1,000 subscribers for the week. Would be very, very excited. And hence, in order for me to be able to gain those 1,000, I need to be able to understand, the algorithms I need to be able to understand the skill of, gathering crowds, what type of shorts I need to be doing. And these are new skills, I'm getting exposed to, that I'm gonna have to learn. And without me learning these skills, there's no way the goal that I'm talking to you about is actually gonna be getting achieved. And hence, that's why I needed you guys to understand also my goals that I'm going to be chasing for what is it that I'm working on when it comes to this page. And hence, if you can be able to understand me chasing these goals using this page to show you how you make sure that you actually achieve your goals, and then you write down your own goals so that we can make sure that we chase these goals together. And one more thing that I just wanted you guys to understand about chasing or having goals, guys, make sure that each and every single time you have these goals written down, at the end, that side, also have something that you say to yourself in order for you to make sure that you understand how you're going to be able to achieve these goals. Like for me, for example, I'd written down the goals that I had, but I also written down the things I'm willing to give in order for me to achieve these goals. I'm willing to give my sleep, I'm willing to give the time, I'm willing to make sure that I learn a bit more, I attend seminars, I'm willing to make sure I put in effort. All of these things, I've written them down so that I get to understand the cost of whatever goal that I want, how much is it going to cost me, and what are the things that I can do to make sure that I achieve it. And hence, I really wanted everybody to understand and realize their goals, and this is where you can actually get to start so that you can be able to have an idea of how you can be able to start chasing your goals and how you can be able to achieve them in a nice way. Oh, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Catch us next week. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you get the videos as they come. Thank you so much. Adios.